And I want to ask you about your awakening. How could you describe about this to us?
Will you tell it first?
About 9 months after Osho left his body, we went back to work in our place in Amlai, Madhya Pradesh. There we continued the dynamic meditation, Nad Brahma Dhyan, or Kirtan every day. We had a lot of divine experiences during this practice. Awareness, witnessing, sensitivities began to grow. The ability of decide whether to get angry or not had come even before anger strikes, as if the key of the emotions was in my hands. Access of meditation, energy, awakening of Kundalini, and depth of love increased. Then a wonderful incident happened on 19th January 1998. I started listening the sound of Om. Gradually, the experiences of inner light, bliss, divine fragrance, and the depth of samadhi started growing. This was the process.
I would like to mention regarding this question that as I felt deeply hurt and frustrated, being unable to listen the sound, I started focusing on listening. So in September or October, I returned back from Pune in year 90. And then as Priya mentioned, we continued dynamic meditation, devotional singing, dancing, sometimes Nad Brahma in the night or in the early morning, particularly focusing on listening, what we have missed at that time. And as we remember the date, because it was again 19th January, after 8 years, Priya started listening, I started listening. We didn't tell each other during the whole day. I used to go to the hospital in the morning. I used to come back at 12 o'clock. And then Priya used to go to the school at 12 o'clock and she will return back in evening. I will go again back to the hospital in the evening for 2 hours and return. So after returning in the night from the hospital, I said to her that I'm listening a sound since this morning after dynamic meditation, and I'm worried what is that? Maybe my blood pressure has increased, I'm diabetic. So when I went to the hospital, I got my blood sugar checked, I got my blood pressure checked, I went to the ENT specialist and got my ears checked, maybe something wrong in the ears, but there was nothing wrong. The blood pressure was normal, sugar was controlled, and no problem in the ears. I was surprised what is going on. When I told this to Priya, she said, oh my God, I am also listening. So then we discussed with each other what kind of sound you are listening, what kind of sound I'm listening. And we came to know it is the same kind of sound. By chance, we had invited a friend and his wife for dinner that night. So when they came, we requested them to listen carefully and tell us what kind of sound you are listening. They tried and said that there is no sound. Then we went in the garden, around the house, in different rooms of the house, and they could not listen anything. And both of us were listening so clearly. Later on, we realized that is the sound of Om. That is the divine melody. That is the sound of one hand clapping Osho has been talking about. That is the hidden harmony. We were surprised, overjoyed. And that became a turning point in our life. We started becoming more and more sensitive to listening, to sound. And as our sensitivity grew, we started becoming more and more aware. So this was the process of becoming more and more aware, more conscious, more witnessing. And then we realized that Osho was creating a device by telling that somebody is chanting a mantra. He was creating a device so everybody could listen the divine melody, the celestial music of the existence. He has been telling his whole life to listen. Finally, he said, now, at least now listen. Otherwise, I'm going to die. But I missed at that time. And I think most of the people missed. So it was not a fact that somebody was chanting a mantra, but this was a device for us to become more meditative, more alert, more sensitive, and start listening the celestial music, the eternal music of the existence, which is happening in our consciousness. It is the sound of Om, which is omnipresent, omnipotent, omniscient. So this sound meditativeness became a turning point in my life, in Priya's life, and we could understand many things what Osho has said in the discourses. We could not understand at that time, but after having this divine experience, we could understand so many things. Every puzzle became clear, so clear. So this is what happened to us after Osho left his body. It took almost 8 years for us to listen to that sound. And for the same purpose, Osho asked to prepare his samadhi in such a way that it is soundproof. The walls are made of glasses. No sound can come from outside. And the air conditioner machine is far away. So no sound of the machine. And it was not allowed to make any noise, any music in the samadhi place. So everybody could listen to the sound and enter in deep meditation, which is called samadhi. So listening to that sound with awareness, the meditation becomes samadhi. It gains more and more depth, or you can say more and more height, whatever. The dimension changes from horizontal to vertical. So this is the process of awakening. Okay.
I want to hear this divine melody too.
You're most welcome.
Most welcome. Most welcome.
Beautiful. Wow. Wow. I used to teach Osho's meditation. And I always said to my students that hear the music, open your ear, hear the music, and these are the transformation. This act of hearing transform your meditation in something more elevated or more.
That's true.
So
I would like to mention one more thing. Nobody has noticed that. Out of 112 techniques of Vigyan Bhairav Tantra, which Lord Shiva has given to Devi Parvati, the biggest number, the 12 techniques are concerned with listening the sound of Om. This is a huge number. 9 techniques are related with breathing awareness and 12 techniques are related with sound. 12 techniques are related with watching the inner divine light. If we can combine these 3 things, this becomes almost half of the Vigyan Bhairav Tantra. If we can become aware, listen inside and watch inside. This is the greatest technique. And later on, I became surprised when I was going through Osho's books in English as well as in Hindi. Out of 650 books, almost 200 books point out only one thing, and that is divine sound. The titles of the book, I'm not saying about the content. He has mentioned more than few thousand times about the listening of Om. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the title of the book, which he has chosen. He has chosen definitely a very meaningful sentence, or in Hindi, sometimes part of a poem, one line or half line of the poem. That's how he has given the titles. And it's such a huge number, 200 book titles pointing only one thing, listening to divine sound. But this I realized much later. I'm going to talk about that later on sometimes, that it's a big topic and I have to mention with each title how Osho has explained it, what is the meaning of that title, and then things will become very clear. So I'm gathering all those quotations, collecting, and then I'm going to give a interview, not a interview, it will be a series of interview. It will take at least 10 hours or 20 hours to disclose that secret.
Wow.
Okay.
Great. I want to say something. The person here, a friend who put me in contact with you, is Shamarda, and he sends his love to you.
Yeah.
And
Thank
he
you.
So much love to him.
Yeah, he appreciates very much what you are doing there. And we want to know how to be in contact with you, how to, if it's possible to participate in anything that you are doing, meditation camps or whatever. Please tell us about it.
Yes, we are doing meditation camps online since last 2.5 years due to the lockdown in Corona period. We started doing online because it was not possible to travel. Everybody was at home. So we started doing online programs, and we are teaching every alternate week. It's 7 days program, then 7 days gap, then again 7 days program. So every alternate week we are going on, and anybody can join. We will give the phone numbers, emails, and other things.
Links for
links
Zoom.
for the program. So, and the same program which we do from India at 6:30 a.m. in the morning, that will be again available on a different software for about 20 hours. So in any country, you can watch it according to your convenience. So no need to get up at 6:30 Indian time. You can watch it anytime. So this is something new. We are using the modern technology, and almost 1,000 people are attending every month. 1,000, it's a big number.
Wow.
So you are welcome.